Pat Walker here with Mission Winners. It is Sunday and once again time to dive into the ETFs and MAXLIST stocks. So we start with the IBD 50, and you can see, and by the way, weekly on the left, daily on the right, and you can see the IBD 50 lifted up a little bit on Friday, but it didn't even take out the highs of the week, okay? There's the highs of the week. So IBD 50, which is again a great proxy of leading growth stocks, lagged a little bit. Did not take out the highs of here either. Let's continue onwards. Gold miners did. Look at the weekly and the daily. What does that tell you? Oh, you could look into some gold mining stocks. And it was exhibiting strength. Watch this. Here's the IBD 50. It's not really exhibiting any strength here. It did a little bit on Friday, but look at Wednesday and Thursday. Even Tuesday, it's not exhibiting much strength. Compare and contrast to GLD, GDX. Hold on one second. My apologies. So now here's the gold miners. You see, it has been exhibiting a little strength. What was it telling us? Hey, maybe look into some gold mining stocks. Their systemization. In Mission Winners, we use these tactics to find areas to potentially make money, areas of strength, pockets of strength. It's a little bit extended, but it is showing strength for gold miners. Continue onwards. GLD is giving it strength too. Now watch this. Here's GDX. On the weekly, it's into new high ground. GLD is not. It's lagging. However, it doesn't look that bad. And if it starts to take this out, that may be a buy on GLD. Take out these tops, but it will need a good market and it will need good volume. Continue onward. Biotechnology. Note the base here on biotechnology. Isn't this nice? I'm going to draw this for everybody so they can see this. Just simple flat base. Nothing fancy, right? That's what we look for. Started to lift up right here. Okay, and you can say, well, what that point there is this point there. So where's this? Here we go. Right back there. I'll draw it to help you. There you go. That's it. And it lifted through, and note, and I'll make this bigger for you so it's easier to see, it lifted through those tops with volume. Biotechnology, and it's telling you, hey, there's some strength in biotechnology. Maybe I'll look into some biotechnology stocks. There you go. There's power for you. Oil and gas, compare and contrast. There's biotechnology lifting up. Here's oil and gas below all the moving averages. What does that tell you? Stay away from oil and gas stocks. Done. It's that simple. Don't have to do anything with it. Software technology, the market was robust. This is not as powerful. So it tells us just be a little careful with software and technology. I'm not saying don't buy it. The trend is still up, but it's not exhibiting as much power at this point in time. Perhaps it will, and we'll be ready. There we go. Medicine is showing some strength here. Look at the weekly base. Look at the daily. And I'll take this line off, and I'll draw you a line to make it easy for you. Just connecting the highs there. It's nothing fancy, folks. So what does it need to do? Take out these tops. Notice this, it backed off a little bit off the highs on Friday, but you can see the base right there. What will it need to do? Push through these tops with volume. And I'll take it a step further. You could punch up IHI top 10 holdings, and you may find a candidate in there for buying. That's what we do in Mission Winners, systemization, and it works. We key on strength. Aerospace and defense is lagging. Look at this. Oh, that closed up, green bar on Friday. Oh, by the way, let me stop a moment to mention our Market Minute videos that come out every day after the market close. If you have not had a chance to watch one yet, last Friday's will be linked in the top right corner. Feel free to watch it and come back after to finish the video. ITA closed down. What does that say? Stay away from aerospace and defense. That's simple. It also fell on a slight pickup in volume, so not a lot of strength in aerospace and defense stocks. Leave it alone. Home builders hanging in there a little bit, showing some strength, a little bit extended. There's no real clean entry there. We're involved with some home building stocks already. We'll just got to watch it and see, but it is showing some strength, and that's nice. Home building, something to remember. S&P 500 growth, trending nicely. What does that say? Hey, let's look into some S&P 500 growth stocks. There you go. It's telling you what to do. Now notice this though. On Friday, it did not take out the highs of Thursday or Wednesday. So growth lagged a little bit. Remember that when we continue forward. Here's IWM, small cap. What did it do on Thursday and Friday? It took out these highs back here. It's demonstrating more strength, and it's doing it on the weekly too. Maybe looking at some small cap stocks. There you go. Real estate's hanging in. It's a little bit off the highs, but it demonstrated some strength there. I'll tell you, let's cut to the chase. What happened? Well, there were stories, the stories came out and it had a positive impact on interest rates, okay, with softness in an economy, and the Fed looks at softness in the economy, and it may make it more accommodative for them to drop interest rates. I'm not saying they're going to, but that's what it means. You want to stimulate the economy, drop interest rates. You want to slow down an economy, raise interest rates. Remember that. That's a powerful statement, folks. Okay? But it's just showing that, by the way, real estate, you want to buy a house? You want to buy a house when rates are falling, right? Or when rates are lower? It's shown in building. Let's continue our real estate. Continue onwards. Transportation lagging. Really, there's not a lot of power there. Be careful with transportation. Jets, airlines lagging. Leave it alone. Look at the weekly and the daily. There's nothing there. Just leave it alone. Mid caps picking up a little bit, showing a little bit more strength. Maybe looking at some mid cap stocks. That's good to see. Oil services is still lagging. Here's the daily and here's the weekly. There's just not a lot of power. I'd stay away. Be cautious with oil services. Pharmaceuticals picking up. I'll tell you, major component in this, Eli Lilly. Okay. And yeah, it's owned. In fact, I might remember to do that at the end of this video here. So there we go. That's that. NASDAQ 100 picked up QLD, but notice it fell on heavy volume on Thursday. And it came back, but it did not take out the highs of Thursday or Wednesday. It also went up on less volume than it fell on. NASDAQ 100, not as much strength. Same thing's true with QQQ. Retailing shows some strength. You can see these tops across here. What does this say? Maybe looking at some retailing stocks. See the systemization? Silver, there's tail bars here and here and here and here. Not a lot of conviction with it. Be careful with silver. All right. Steel lagging. Be careful with steel. Semiconductors, not a lot of power there. Got hit pretty hard. Look at that. Got hit hard on Thursday, recovered on Friday, but didn't take out Thursday's highs, and the volume was substantially less on Friday than on Thursday. Just not that much power in semiconductors. Good to remember. Spiders picked up a little bit, started to take out the highs. Volume was about the same, but you can see, watch this. There's SMH, okay? Big tail bar here. Here's the spiders. Not that bad of a tail bar, right? On not that heavy of a volume. So S&P 500 doesn't look that bad. SSO doesn't look that bad. SSO actually took out Thursday's highs briefly, okay? But it's trending nicely. The S&P 500, solar, it's moving up, but gosh, there's a ton of overhead. Stay away from solar. That's simple. Small caps, look at that now. It's just like IWM. See this picking up here? Look into some small cap stocks. It's showing some strength. There we go. But remember this, and this is a very important lesson, and I taught this at the IBD meetups for 12 years. Don't chase price. Buy right or don't buy at all. It will really help you. Chasing price is indicative of high emotions. High emotions and good thought processes are mutually exclusive. Okay? Just something to remember. Oil's kind of lagging here, not a lot of power. Be careful with oil. Biotech, there's another biotech ETF, looks decent. Looking at some biotech. Look at the weekly. This is why I love weekly and daily. You say, oh, it's kind of lifting up. Had a weekly base breakout. Now it's a big gap up. Be careful chasing gap ups too. Just pointing a few things out. Home builders, markets, weakness in the economy means they'll maybe have to drop interest rates, right? That's the talk. And you want to buy a house? You want to buy a house when interest rates are not going up, they're dropping, right? You get cheaper mortgages. There you go. It's reflected in home building stocks. Clean tops here across the daily. It is extended though. It made a big move just to get here. The best thing this could do is maybe form a little handle for a couple of days. I'll draw this to help you. Consolidate some of those gains and then take off. There we go. There's the home builders again. Let's move on. Materials, picking up a little bit. How do you build a house? Materials. It's picking up some. There's no real clean entry there. It'd be nice if this could form a little handle and then take out the tops. And I'll draw this to help you. Take out those tops. By the way, please don't think it has to be to the penny. All right, just get close to it. That will help you. All right, I really mean that. And when it is breaking out, this is a very important tactic. I taught this for years. I did this for years. Look for volume when it's approaching and hitting and pushing through the pivot. Pivot volume tells us, again, other people see what we see and they're acting on it. They're buying, and we want that. There we go. Let's move on. Excuse me. There's the energy lagging. There's financials picking up a little bit. You see this? I think I skipped there. Picking up, but it backed off a little bit. Okay, doesn't look too bad on the weekly either. Industrials picking up, but it's still some overhead here. It needs to get up here. Okay, no real clean entry there. Be careful with industrials. Technology, they sold it off fairly hard on Friday or on Thursday. They hit a lot of stocks on Thursday. You saw it, and the news really helped the market on Friday. Okay, because that was some selling right there, and it came back. Some technology still looks okay. That's good to see. Consumer staples are starting to pick up a little bit. You can see this downward sloping trend line. And watch this. This is what we teach. It's simple. We'll just extend the line. There it is. Just the highs, just hitting the highs. That's all. What do we want to see? Push through that line with volume. But it also tells you something else. Maybe to look into some consumer staple stocks. It's easy for me to say, right? That's a mouthful, isn't it? Consumer staple stocks. There we go. Let's move on. Healthcare's picking up a little bit. Look at that. And again, what's a major portion of that? Healthcare sector. I'll show you in just a second. Consumer doing okay there, trending up. Maybe looking at consumer stocks. You could punch up XLY, punch up their top 10 holdings, and you may find opportunities there. But it does say the consumer's involved. That's good. They're buying stock. They're buying product. Metals and mining picking up a little bit. There's no real clean entry at this point in time, okay? So something to be aware of. Oil and gas, I mean, do a compare and contrast. Well, that doesn't look too bad. That looks okay. That doesn't look so good. See the difference? Admission winners, that's what we do. It tells us right here, stay away from oil and gas exploration. There's no power there. Leave it alone. Done. Retail's picking up a little bit, but there's a ton of overhead on the daily and the weekly. Be a little careful with retailing. Software's picking up. Look at that. That's nice to see. You've got some tops coming across here on the weekly and also on the daily. What's it going to need, though? It's going to need volume. This fell on heavy volume here, okay? Bounce back up. We need to see this lift up with volume. It would also be best if it could form, and I'll draw this to help you, a small handle up here. We'll watch and see what happens. And we're about running there. Utilities are picking up a little bit. Utilities are interest rate sensitive, just pointing that, as you know, utilities don't look too bad. We like that. We like that. And then we hit XLK. All right. Technology, still working. We own some technology stocks, and we've owned some technology stocks for a while, and we've been letting them work. Okay. And then back to the IBD 50. Anyway, that is an overview of the major index ETFs. And it gives us a good sound foundation of areas of strength to maybe look into deeper and areas of weakness to avoid. Both of them very powerful foundations for us. I hope this helps you. Have a good, safe weekend, and we look forward to seeing everybody on Monday. And a thank you. Oh, I've got to do one more thing, though. Hold on. I was going to point out a healthcare stock for you. Here we go. You know, I showed you how the healthcare stocks are strong, or the healthcare indices. There you go. You see the symbol base on the weekly? It had a symbol base on the daily also. And note the trend right here. Note the trend on the weekly. Okay? This was bought right in here. See the volume on that bar? That was where it was buying. 800, 805, 807 a share. That's where it was bought and added to. And there you go. That's what we look for. Okay, so that was the ETFs. Now we dive into the MAXLIST stocks. But first, let me ask you, have you hit that subscribe button yet? We noticed that only about 40% of the viewers on our weekly videos are subscribed. If you have enjoyed this video so far, please hit the subscribe button. It is 100% free and it helps us get more great videos to you. Oh yeah, the like button, also please do hit that. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Now let's get into the MAXLIST stocks. Here's Apple. Apple looks great. We, excuse me, we own this from lower and it's been a good move for us. And for that, I'm thankful. And note the trend up the ADMA. Note the trend up the 21 EMA. Trends pay. What are we doing? We're just letting it work. That's it. Amazon started to lift up, but there was some selling here. Look at that on an increase in volume. See where I have that price alert? I already have the alert set. If it starts to take out the tops of these bars up here, that could be a potential buy. But until then, nothing to do with it. Let's move on. Alibaba, there's a ton of overhead here, folks. Look at the daily, look at the weekly. It's going to take some power. It's going to take time for this to come through any spots, okay? So for right now, just leave it alone. BIDU, same situation. It's kind of like a sister stock of Alibaba. There's Alibaba. There's BIDU. A lot of overhead supply, just leave it alone. Google started to lift up, but it demonstrated some weakness on Thursday, like many stocks did, and it didn't close up on Friday. So we need to see some power in this. Until it shows that, we got to wait for buying it. That's simple. Meta, here's a good lesson. Meta was bought, pushing through here. Look at the volume on that bar. And it runs up, and then it stalls up here, and it forms, and I'm going to educate everybody on this. There we go. It forms a pennant up here. And that's close enough. And we know that the market got hit on Thursday and came back on Friday. This fell on Thursday and fell more on Friday. What's the moral of the story? And we sold that. We sold that. We're not going to have, we made money. We're not going to have any problems. When the market's demonstrating power, strength, and your stock isn't, that's a warning sign to be careful and take action. There we go. So we're out of it. There's a good education right there. Not in it. And go back to it, and there it is. Move on. Microsoft started to lift up, and then it also gave it back, and it didn't really demonstrate much power right here on Thursday or Friday. What does that tell us? Just to be a little cautious with Microsoft. There we go. Not in it. Let's move on. Goldman Sachs. I'd have to double check on that. Maybe we're out. I'm not sure. Here's Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is trending nicely. As you can see, there was entry back here, and I'll draw the chart for you to help you. By the way, this is an important lesson. Please don't think it has to form a cup with a handle. If you wait, I've been doing this a long time. I'm doing this since 1986. I managed a ton of money through the crash of 87, and we completely avoided it. We were all out well before the crash. Look, and why? Not because we're so brilliant. The market was telling us to be cautious. Anyway, right here, this was a tail bar. It's lifting up. But what's the one thing that you see with price and volume? And this is an important lesson. It's going up, and it's going up on steadily increasing volume. That's a plus. Where's it going to go? I don't know. We'll just, trends pay. We'll let it work. We have alerts set. Trends pay. We'll watch and see what happens. Let's move on. MasterCard. Folks, this is the best part about what we do at Mission Winners. In 1 second, it tells you there's nothing there, leave it alone. I mean, do a compare and contrast. Well, this is kind of lifting up. This is doing nothing. Forget it. Oh, maybe this is the bottom. I don't want to play the maybe game. Look for strength. Look for strength before you buy. There's no strength here. Leave it alone. Netflix was a good run here, back here and here. Then it got sloppy. And what do? This is an important lesson. Very important lesson for everybody. We buy right. We will ride trends. We will sell some into strength. We will not let good profits turn into losses. That simple. And it works for us. and it helps us. Till this starts to show some power, there's nothing to do with it. Notice this, it fell fairly hard on Thursday, and it really didn't lift up on Friday. Says just be cautious at this point in time. There we go, nothing to do with it. NVIDIA, this is the weekly chart, is owned down here, around $50, $51 a share, and more here. That's how money is made, folks. This was on the key list back here. Go back in our library. We made videos on this before it broke out, okay? And it's working now. The market demonstrated some strength on Friday, but this stock really didn't. It fell fairly hard. And on Friday, when the markets came back, this did not take out Friday or Thursday's highs. So, but what is it doing here? And I'll draw this for you to help you. See, in Mission Winners, we don't just give ideas. We try to educate what to look for to help us, to help you. Maybe going to form a cup with a handle. Again, though, it closed near the lows on a pickup in volume and didn't demonstrate a lot of power on Friday. So we'll need to see some strength there. Let's continue onwards. NVDL, leveraged from NVDA, NVIDIA, and same thing. Look at the chart here. Pretty much the same chart, right? Nothing really to do with it, so just leave it alone. Tesla, you see this clean and simple base right here? You see the volume pickup there? We bought this and added. This is why we do it. And I talk about clean and simple bases. There it is. We didn't buy it up here. We were buying in here. Note the steady increase in volume as it lifted. These are the things we look for. It's working great. There's no problems. There's no problems with it. We'll just let it work. What did we do on this bar here when it was rallied up? I told the team, the slope of this line, and I'll draw this to help you. This is a valuable lesson for everybody. The slope of that line right there is not sustainable. I'm just telling you, from looking at millions of charts through the years and managing it, it's not. So when it started to run up and fail, or not fail, but pull back on increasing volume, we sold a couple of times and locked in some good profits. And it really helped us. It worked. So what do we do now? We own these shares. We'll watch it and see, but we always have a plan. I would love this to base for a day or two longer and then start to lift off again, and we'll buy some more. That simple. And it works. Visa, there's nothing there. Do a compare and contrast. Oh, there's Tesla. That's acting decent. There's a Visa. There's nothing there. Just forget it. Oh, don't overthink it. It's not there. And that will make life easier for you. All right, team. That's our weekly review. Hope it helps you get a clearer picture of where the market's headed and what stocks to keep an eye on. By the way, don't forget about our weekly top stocks to have on your watch list video coming out tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're curious about what we covered last week, you can find the link to that video in the top right corner. Remember, these watch list videos are just a small taste of what our VIP members get with the daily key list videos on missionwinners.com. So if you're serious about finding those super performance stocks, consider joining us. Now, I'm curious to hear from you. What are your thoughts on today's market review? Do you have any questions or concerns? Feel free to drop a comment below. I love hearing from you. Thanks for sticking around for the whole video. If you liked it, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And remember, stay sharp, keep learning, and keep finding those winners.